Previously on TVJ All Angles.
Accountability measures, you're promising it now because you're on a campaign trail.
No,
so why should we believe you now when it's something that could easily, without any money from central government, have been done
life
before?
is not static, right? Politics is not static, it's dynamic. And we're always looking at ways to improve what we do.
That's
and
basic, though. Community meetings are pretty basic.
It is. And it is something that in the past PNP administration, it was a staple. It hasn't been under this government. You've seen the evisceration of the Community Development Council.
You're shifting going. You're gone to what this government is doing or not doing. And I'm asking about something that's within your control that you had not done. So it no matter what Mr. Holness and his administration wanted to do, you guys were actually have been in charge in several parishes and didn't do some of those basic community interaction measures that you're now promising.
But if we were to look at the country like that, we'd never get change. So we have to always look at where we are and draw a line and say where we want to go. So what I'm saying to you now is that we have assessed the situation. You have changing leadership in political parties, not always the same. So I'm saying we have looked at the situation, we've assessed where we are, and we're developing a roadmap to get to where we want to go.
Let me hear the promises.
Yes.
Community meetings.
It's a contract that we are signing with the people of Jamaica. So our slogan is time come for change. Change is an acronym. The C is for community development.
You did that already. Tell me about the promises for the community meetings and the that you had started to speak about quarterly, what is going to happen. Right.
Quarterly meetings so that the citizens can participate in the process. They can be updated as to what is going on to ensure that the development plan for the community starts from the ground up with the citizens prioritizing their issues, to put in place a security council that will take on the divisional command, the principals, the pastors, the community groups, Neighborhood Watch, Citizens Association, to look at some of those antisocial behavior that you have within the schools, and so we can break the reprisal killings that are taking place in the communities, because these are persons who will be familiar with individuals in there who can go in there and decrease the tension that exists within the community. So that's a part of what we are promising on the community development and citizen security. On the healthcare, if you want me to go through each one of them in turn.
Let me ask you first, before you go to healthcare, the issue of the Security Council. Because one of the things we like to do in this country is set up committee after committee after committee after committee. And I remember when I was in Montego Bay and they were setting up the parish development committees, which were supposed to be advising the parish councils, you know, some of the community members were complaining and saying to me, how many million committee then upon, and people keep coming for them for more and more and more, and they sound like that's where we're going again. If we have a properly functioning, for instance, parish development committee, and I don't even know if they're still functioning.
They're not.
Well, there you go. So what we're doing now is setting up something else by a different name.
No, so you have to look at why they are not there. That's the doing of the administration of the day, the Jamaica Labour Party administration. They're the ones who also remove Unite for Change. So you're not going to get a reduction in crime by just focusing on one thing, which is just the hardcore police and having boots on the ground and buying all of these warships and those other things to patrol the harbor. Yes, that is important, but there's also the softer things that are important. Reprisal is one of the main things that cause killing in the country. Somebody being wrong and they try to exact revenge. You have to then get persons of influence in the community to break that cycle. And so what we're doing, the antisocial behavior that exists in schools, the mental health issues that we have, roughly a quarter of every Jamaican suffers from some mental health challenges. Do we do the study to find out the children that are actually affected by it? Or do we just say this is a bad child, it's a rude child, and throw them to the back of the class and beat them? How do you put the principals, the pastors, the police, the custos, and all of those persons together and allow them to work out a process as though you intervene? What do you do for the youngsters that are at risk? So it is something that I think is vital and very needed in the communities.
I would take issue with your assertion that the government of the day removed the parish development committees, because surely you don't need central government to, if you are truly interested in having a community committee to assist the municipal corporations, why would you need central government to sign off on that if it's something you as a parish and as a party believe in?
Well, because there are other resources that are going to be needed as well. There are some of the councils that we have currently that even the representative from the NWA doesn't go to the meeting. and they're not mandated by the government to say, no, you have to attend the meeting. So it is something that does require all of government to work together once you believe that this is an appropriate direction in which you are to go.
They're telling me I'm out of time, Dr. Campbell, but I have to ask you very quickly. We were promised your manifesto in the local government debate.
Yes.
Natalie Nita Garvey said the manifesto is finished. Y'all just weren't ready to release it, and we're what?
So
When do I go get it?
So
When the election done?
essentially, I just outlined those things for you, so it will be released between, well, say tomorrow. It will be released. We're ready to go today.
Tomorrow?
We're ready to go today, but we just made some edits. So by tomorrow, you should
Is
be
that
able to.
promise?
You should be able to view it, yes.
So was it written after she promised?
No, it
After she
wasn't.
made the
No, it
promise
wasn't.
at
No,
the
man. This
election?
has taken a lot of consultation, a lot of thought process has gone into it, because there are real challenges that we face as a society. You know, we have to really sit down and look at how we collectively can impact the communities in a positive way. So this is not something that is overnight. This is something that a lot of work has gone into.
You don't think it's problematic giving citizens a couple days to read?
No,
10
but we've been
seconds.
speaking to some of these things. So I've outlined for you what the change is. They'll be able to look at the document, to dissect it and to digest
All
it.
right, we look forward to seeing it when it comes out. Thank you so
Yes.
much. We appreciate you coming in. Dr. Leighton Campbell talking to us.
More
Stay
than welcome.
tuned.
And
When
just one thing, X beside the head.
we're going to cut that out.